podcast. The world is scary and we're locked in our home, but now we have big microphones, so you can relax. That's the name of our podcast.
Hello.
Hello, welcome to Relax the Podcast.
Hi.
I'm Colleen Ballinger with my co-host Erik Stockland.
Colleen Ballinger.
Hello. How are you today, lovey?
I'm funky.
You're funky.
I'm Funky Duncan.
Funky Duncan?
I don't know.
Dunkin' Donuts?
Yeah.
Dunkin' Donuts is kind of funky.
You want to talk about Dunkin' Donuts? I can talk about Dunkin' Donuts all day. I can fill this whole episode talking about Dunkin' Donuts. I grew up with Dunkin' Donuts.
I think Dunkin' Donuts is terrible.
It is if you know nothing else. But it was all on the East Coast. It was all we had.
Listen,
no Pete's, no Coffee Bean and Tea Leaf, no Starbucks, just Dunkin'.
Well, I don't hate Dunkin'. I think Dunkin' Donuts is good. I actually like Dunkin' Donuts.
What about it? You never get it.
No, there's stuff there that I like. They've got good breakfast food.
What?
They got great, incredible donuts.
No.
But my beef with Dunkin' Donuts is the people who are obsessed with Dunkin' Donuts are really intense about it.
Right, they are.
And that's my issue with kind of anything on the planet is
D&D purists.
I get really upset when someone tells me this is the best thing you'll ever have. This is the best, this in the everywhere. And then I try and I'm like, but it's not the best. And I get very disappointed. And so that's my issue with Dunkin' is that I feel like so many people have been like, oh, you have to get this. It's the best thing in the whole universe. And I'm like, it's good.
I think it's if you like your coffee to be just hot milk and sugar, then you'll like Dunkin' Donuts. Right. It's not good.
Or cold milk and sugar.
But that was all I ever knew. Yeah. Dunkachino. Ever have one of those?
Dunkachino, no.
Not good. I guess the one thing.
You know what I have had?
What?
These Dunkin' fries. They're like these cinnamon churro fries, deliciousness.
Okay. Yeah.
And I actually did I did a sponsorship with them.
Yeah.
I did a music video with Rebecca Black. It's Friday.
We shouldn't be.
I Dunkin' Donuts. And those.
I take it back, Duncan.
No, listen, I'm being honest. I've worked with them. They're wonderful to work with. Yeah. Truly, they're wonderful to work with. And those were delicious. And I'm not saying that because they paid me many years ago to write a song about it. Those were very delicious.
Oh my gosh, you did a whole music video with Rebecca Black of the Friday song fame. You filmed it at Dunkin' Donuts.
I did.
That's wild. I'm just remembering that. Well, yeah. I take back what I said because you have to understand. I grew up with it. It's all I ever knew. So I loved it. And I would get it every single day, every morning on the way to
Instead of Starbucks?
There wasn't a Starbucks in my town until 2010. Truly, there was not. So I would get it every morning on the way to high school and then every morning on the way to college. And sometimes at night.
What would you get? What was your order?
I would get a coffee light and sweet because I didn't even know what, I guess I didn't even know what coffee was supposed to taste like.
You just heard someone once say that and you're like, that sounds right.
I don't think I had my first cold brew until 3 years ago. I don't think I had coffee that actually tastes like coffee until the last few years because I grew up on the East Coast and we only had Dunkin' Donuts. And I would always get a bagel. Do I say bagel weird?
I don't know.
Bagel.
I don't think so. I think you kind of say everything weird, but not,
I feel like I've heard that I say bagel weird. I would get a bagel with cream cheese.
Bagel weird?
Usually sesame.
Wait, say bagel again. Now I'm stuck on this.
Bagel.
I don't think you say it weird.
Bagel?
How are you supposed to say it?
I don't know.
I think that's how I say it. Bagel?
Yeah, bagel.
Well, now it sounds weird.
It sure does. That keeps happening to us now.
But what would be the other way to say it? Bagel?
Bagel. Bagel.
Bagel?
I don't know.
How would you say it?
I just heard. Someone told me I said it weird.
What?
I just have a memory of someone telling me I said it weird.
Who said this to you?
I can't remember who, but somebody told me I say
someone
that.
Someone from California?
And I say pillow instead of pillow.
Yeah, you say pillow.
And then bagel, I thought I always said wrong, but I guess it sounds right.
Bagel's right. And maybe you said bagel.
Yeah. Well, I was a big sesame guy.
Yeah.
Now I'm a big everything guy because I'm like, give it all to me. You know what I mean?
Too much.
No. So I would get a sesame bagel toasted with cream cheese and a light and sweet coffee from Dunkin' Donuts every morning. And it always depended on who was working at the Dunkin' Donuts, how much, because it's about how much cream cheese they give you. And sometimes they give you a very intense amount and only on one side. It's a lot to deal with when you're 16 driving a stick shift car that's 30 years old and the cream cheese isn't right. You're on your way to 7:30 a.m. homeroom. It's intense.
What's homeroom? Is that like, what do you learn in homeroom? I don't think I ever
You
took
don't know
homeroom.
what homeroom is?
I don't think I ever took that.
Homeroom was when you got to high school and you would just go to a room. What is homeroom?
What?
You would go to a room and sit there for like 10 minutes and they would do morning announcements, or if like, I remember in the last couple of years of high school, there was like a TV station that was like homeroom station.
Wait, you would sit in like, everyone would sit in like the
you would all
auditorium
have your
or something?
You would all have your different homeroom classroom. Like, so like,
and it was only a 10 minute
you go
class?
to like one room for science or English.
Yeah.
Like you would have a homeroom room, you know what I mean? Which is just any random classroom.
How
you would
do
be
I
assigned
know about
for
this?
homeroom.
I went to public high school.
And it doesn't sound like, I don't know, maybe they do it differently. And you would go to homeroom and you would just kind of, everyone would be there. It'd be like 7:30 a.m. And you would just be like, for 10 minutes. And
the
then,
class was 10 minutes? I'm so confused.
No, it wasn't a class. It was like, you're all here now, sit in these rooms for 10 minutes. We'll do the morning announcements. And then you'll go to your first period or whatever.
Wait, how do I not know about this? You're blowing my mind
I'm
because
about to blow your mind further.
Wait, I want you to?
Of course.
But I'm like, now I'm really stressed out about this because I've heard of homeroom my whole life. Everyone talks about, I'm going to homeroom. When I was in homeroom, like I feel like I've heard every human being at one point say this word.
But you never knew what it meant?
And I just thought it meant like some class about like learning about things to do in the home, like or something. I was like, that sounds like a great class.
That's
like,
what you thought?
I don't know what I thought. I thought like you learn to build furniture or iron or something, which is a class I think they should teach in high school.
Iron?
No, build something or like learn how to iron.
Like a blacksmith?
No, like I
like
really
forging swords?
I really thought, because I've always felt like they teach the wrong things in school. I think they should be teaching things that you'll use, like that everyone will use. Because like only a very small portion of human beings actually use math, like as intense as we have to learn it in high school, you know?
Yeah, there's a lot. I mean, in hindsight, a lot of things were wrong about what they were teaching us. So I've always felt like we should learn how to sew, learn how to do your taxes properly, learn how to cook, learn how to do laundry, learn how to laundry,
build things.
Yeah.
Learn how to
like an IKEA class.
Yeah.
I think those are called like
garden.
I think those are called like vocational high schools.
Imagine if there was just everyone was required to take gardening and we all learned how to grow our own food. That would be so good for the earth.
You know, they have these classes,
They have these classes that like, it's very, I'm talking about public schools should be teaching this stuff instead of all the stuff they teach.
You don't think people should learn to like read, write, arithmetic?
I definitely think that. I'm talking about once you get to high school, you've already learned the basics and then they start teaching you like calculus and like
I mean, unless you're
physics,
a scientist.
It's like you don't.
Well, we need scientists. We need people to know that.
Of course, we need them. I'm not saying we don't need them,
but maybe they can wait to like specialize in that and not make everybody. You know, what's funny now that I think about it, the one class that I always go back to my brain. I mean, I wish I paid more attention in history because I really like history now, and I loved like my English classes, and because that brought me to theater. But the one class I always think back where that actually meant something. That actually did something. I remember it was mandated. You had to take typing when I was in high school. And so I had like junior or senior year, like they made you take a typing class. And I remember I had it first period. So I'd have to go in there.
After
homeroom. And you would just like, there would just be exercises on how your hand should be on a computer keyboard and just
I loved those.
And blah, blah, blah. And I remember I had two of my best friends in the class and we would just laugh so hard at like everything. We had a great time. It's like, I remember it fondly, but that is a skill that I'm like, I never would have done that on my own unless I was forced to. And now I could just do it. Like, and it's important. That's like the one thing besides.
I mean, I've learned everything. I've used everything I've learned, but it's just like, I don't know. I just feel like they could be teaching more useful things in school than they do. So anyway, I thought that's what homeroom was, but I want to keep talking about this, but I think we should say thanks to our first sponsor because I still feel
Where did we even start?
What do you mean?
Oh, I have more to say about homeroom. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to talk about this too because I'm
we
like
never
really
even said
confused.
Who needs to relax. I don't know. We just started talking.
I know, but I just feel like I'm so confused by this whole. Anyway, okay, let's talk about our sponsor. Our first sponsor today is Base, and you guys, I am obsessed with Base. I'm so excited every time we get sponsored by them.
Even if they weren't sponsoring us, I'd talk about them.
Like I'm telling you, like I bought my suitcase and my little carrier bag, whatever, the little like bag
before
right? we got sponsored, and then they sponsored us, and I was like, oh my God, this is literally my favorite suitcase I've ever had, and I'm so stoked they're sponsoring us. You guys, listen, it can be really hard to fit everything in, especially when it comes to your luggage. That's for sure. With Base, there's room for everything, even if you're an overpacker. 15 pairs of underwear for a weekend trip? No problem. Couple extra pairs of pants? Bring it all with Base. Base was created by actress Shay Mitchell to make sleek and affordable bags, luggage, and accessories designed to help you travel effortlessly while looking fashionable. Base has thought of everything you could ever want in a piece of luggage. 360-degree gliding wheels, a cushioned handle, built-in weight indicator, washable bags for your dirty clothes, and all the interior pockets you need to keep organized.
It's got everything.
It's really incredible. Their luggage comes in multiple sizes and colors. I have the like really pretty like beige cream one, the suitcase and the carry, the like little messenger bag, and Erik has the black one.
It's the black one, yeah.
Yeah, they're very, very nice. And now I bought one for someone else who travels with us, one of my tour managers, and Corey has one. Like, I'm like, everyone needs one. That's how wonderful they are. Did you use our
code when you did that?
Of course I used our code, which I'll tell you about in a second. Their luggage comes in multiple sizes and colors, like I just said. And for shorter trips, the Weekender bag I have, and I am obsessed. I use it. By the way, I'm using a Weekender bag for a diaper bag right now.
By use it, she means, hey, can you carry this, Erik?
What? That's not true because it has a little slip that goes onto my suitcase.
I know, but you bring it everywhere. So we go to places where you don't bring your suitcase also. And then I'm carrying that bag, which is fine because it's an enjoyable bag to carry. And I love
think that has happened twice in our lives, because it has a little thingy that you can slide.
Always carrying
it's got a little
something.
Pocket that you can slide it directly on your suitcase. It's incredible.
So when you're traveling with the suitcase and it slides right on there, that is very convenient.
And Erik's, we got him one for his black suitcase, a little black like bag as well, and he doesn't use it, so I use it as a diaper bag now, and it's like ready to go by the front door.
Okay, great.
Like full of diapers and fun things. So I love it so much.
Well, I need those too.
So yeah, it's got the
it's not for me.
What?
The diapers, for our kids.
You never know. You could need it. Anyway, the Weekender bag is super functional and even has a place to store your shoes separately, which I do when I travel. It's very nice. Every piece is made to look better with miles, so you don't have to worry about it in cargo or overhead. And Base has over 30,000 5-star reviews. Whether you're packing for a quick trip or looking to breeze through the security line, Base has your personal items covered. Right now, Base is offering our listeners 15% off your first purchase by visiting basetravel.com/relax. Go to basetravel.com/relax for 15% off your first purchase. That's BEIS travel.com/relax.
I can't stop laughing that you thought a homeroom was the place where you go to like talk about a home. I
don't know. Well, like that makes sense to me.
So you didn't have it. You didn't have it.
No, and I was like, I've always been like, I don't know why I never knew isn't there a class where you learn about things at home that's called home something?
Home ec.
Home ec. Okay. Don't think I'm that insane that homeroom and home ec, I got confused.
We'll let the listener decide.
Okay, anyway, so wait, you just go to this random classroom for 10 minutes?
I think it's just to like keep track of you. Like, we got you. You're in here now.
Don't you do that?
Now go to your classes.
Wait, so
they're not going to make like your, I don't know.
Was it a big room?
No, it's every classroom you've ever been in. They're not different than other classrooms. Like I'm saying like, so-and-so teaches Spanish in this classroom. But like when you go in for homeroom, like that's your homeroom, assigned homeroom. So you would go and sit in that room.
Who's your teacher?
They'd be like, who was my homeroom teacher? It wasn't a teacher. It was just a person that like took attendance.
What?
They didn't teach you anything
in
homeroom.
So someone would come, there's no teachers? They just have random like volunteers show up to do this?
They have teachers. They're just not teaching you at that point. They're essentially checking you in. They're checking you into the hotel of school and saying you're here now. Now go to your first class when the sound comes out of the thing.
Can I just tell you that my high school was 10 billion times smarter than every school that does homeroom, because this is the stupidest thing I've ever heard of. Because my high school, we did announcements. We had a little TV where we watched like the like popular kids in the school like talk about what was coming up and homecoming, whatever.
That's who did that in your school?
But listen, Lovey, you know what we did? We went to school and then like we'd go to our first class, like English or history or whatever it was. And the first 5-10 minutes, we'd hear the announcements.
It makes sense to me. I didn't invent the concept. So why do you go to a
separate class and then you have to wait for everyone to go from this homeroom 10-minute class?
Why are you yelling at me as if I
just think this is
invented
insane. I just can't believe this is like, who's so
just
stupid
explaining it to you.
I know. I'm not mad at you. I'm mad at the system. I'm saying like,
sounds like
why aren't they just having the announcements happen in your first class. Cause that's what we did. We did have these announcements. We did have these little like news stations, whatever, that we had to watch. And like we had announcements every morning that we listened to. But we listened to them in our first class.
Could it have been like a teacher's like union thing where they're like, we're here to teach class. We don't want to take it to, like attendance and then.
But then they have to do it anyway. You just said it was other teachers.
I mean, there wasn't homeroom until we got to high school, but it existed and that was the thing. Yeah, I don't know. I literally can't make sense of it, why that would exist and not just like listen to the announcements in your first class. Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense.
And we didn't have TVs or like in every classroom. I know that they would do sometimes morning announcements on TVs, but like we didn't have TVs.
No, ours were just on a speaker.
But then so years and years later, I moved to Los Angeles and I book a web series. And we filmed this like 8-episode or 12-episode web series about, it's centered on this girl in high school, and it was kind of like a Groundhog Day thing. Like every day she woke up and it was the first day of high school.
Okay.
What a nightmare that would be. And I was like played some like the goofy kid that was like in love with her or whatever. And I thought I was just doing a web series. It turns out that then got bought and aired on something called like the Homeroom Channel. Like there was like a homeroom channel across all high schools in the US.
What?
And this web series that I did aired in people's when they were get to homeroom. Like there's a channel for it.
What?
It was called First Day because she's reliving the first day of high school over and over again.
I wonder if we can find this somewhere.
Of course you can.
I want to see it.
I think they then did it with different casts like every year for like a few years.
I want to find it.
I'm sure it's great.
Anyway, I think this homeroom thing is stupid. If someone can explain it to me so I understand it better, because
I just did for 20 minutes.
I know, but the way you explained it can't be true. It cannot be true that they make all the students at a huge high school go to different classrooms for 10 minutes, then to just get up and leave and go to a different classroom. Honestly, literally makes no sense at all. It is a complete waste of time because you have to have, like, how long did you have in between classes to go from one class to the next?
Seconds. They were like,
no,
get
come on,
there.
for real. Like 5 minutes?
Not 5, I think 3. It was real tight. Also, my high school was completely indoors.
3 minutes?
Your high school was like all breezeways and just open air. Mine was completely confined.
3 minutes to get from one class.
I think
your first class starts
5.
at like 8 a.m. Your next one starts at like 8:42. Like what do you mean? What do you mean it's like 3 minutes? How do you have start times for your classes that make any sense? They don't go in 5-minute increments?
I'm not saying any of it makes any sense to me. I'm trying to remember, but I don't think it was like, they weren't like, take your time, 5 minutes. Like,
I literally remember what time my classes started. I literally remember.
I don't remember that.
I remember my class.
I know homeroom started in like the set, which I thought was wild. It was like 7:30.
But this is actually important to me. I need you to remember, because if you have 3 minutes to get from class to class, that means you had classes that started at like 2:03.
What do you want me to say? You don't? I said I think it was 3. Maybe it was 5. Like I don't remember.
It must have been 5 because I just said 5 and you acted like I was crazy.
You want my past to be confirmed as 5 minutes? Yes, it was 5 minutes passing time.
I'm just saying, like, my point is that like it has to be 5 minutes because you can't have a class like my first class started at 8 a.m. and it went till 9:15. Then we have 15 minutes to get to our next class, which is
15 minutes.
Yes.
What? Just outside?
Yeah, I get a cookie every morning for 75 cents.
Yeah,
a warm goop cookie.
We've covered that. You told me that like you could just leave whenever you wanted.
And then 9:30 to 11:20 was the next class. And then we go to lunch.
California, man.
Well, I was on a block system. We had 4 classes a semester.
What?
Yeah.
4 block system, 4 classes.
4 classes a semester in high school.
So you would only have 4 classes the whole day?
Yeah.
Would you have study hall?
Sometimes. That was great. I'd get first period study hall and I wouldn't have to go to school till 9:30 in the morning.
They wouldn't make you actually go to it?
No, you can get it signed out of it.
My gosh.
You can go the first day and then you get signed out saying that like you're just going to be home, and they're like, okay.
I don't think you went to school.
I did go to school.
I think you were just walking around to different random office buildings.
I love the block system because you get so like if you hate a class, like let's say you hate English, you only have to take 1 semester.
We always had like 6 or 7 classes.
I know most people do, and they're like 45 minutes each, right? Well,
Yeah,
I took
somewhere
hour and a half,
there.
like around hour and 15, hour and a half classes, something like that.
It seemed like forever.
Wait, I lied. It was 8. No, that was right. What I just said. I don't know. Is a baby awake? I think, anyway. Okay. So homeroom makes no sense to me. So if someone can please explain it a little bit deeper, because I don't understand why you'd go to separate class for 10 freaking minutes to hear announcements that didn't just go to your next class. Like,
or watch a TV web series that
did you
Erik
ever
did.
have a homeroom teacher that was then your teacher for later that day, like your PE teacher or something?
Sure.
See, exactly. So like, why not just go to your first class and have your first teacher that you first go to take attendance, and like you hear your announcements and you get started with your class? I don't understand.
And I feel
also,
like
did you
study hall,
at 7:30?
was usually like the regular subs, like a substitute teacher that was like a regular.
Yeah.
You know, that's who did study hall.
But wait, did you say you had to go at 7:30 or something?
Yeah, it was 7:30 is when my high school started, like real early. And I'm telling you, like that was hard to do on the East Coast because like a lot of those months, it's not the summer, mind you, so it's like very cold a lot of the times, and early and cold, not good,
fun.
not a good mix.
That's the worst.
We were talking about bagels, man.
Yeah, how did we get on this? I don't know.
I guess,
was it someone in homeroom that told you you said bagels weird?
No, I think I said I would get it on the way to. I'm sorry, my foot touched you. I would get it on my way to high school, and then I would eat it in homeroom or something.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. Or finish it.
Anyway, I don't understand homeroom, and I don't understand most of the classes they teach in high school. I think they should teach things that you'll actually use. That's my opinion.
Like sewing.
Well, listen. I think maybe not sewing.
That's what you said.
I think it's a very valuable skill that I wish I knew.
I think they do that in like home ec. You would learn. Yeah,
you can learn it in home ec, but it's not a required class. But calculus is a required class. I've never used calculus again.
I think algebra 2. And then like if you're like a smarty pants, then you're doing calculus.
That's not true.
I think it was like geometry, algebra 2. And then like if it's more than that, like you have to
take it every year
in like AP classes or something.
Same, you have to take physics and biology and all these chemistry.
Physics?
Yeah, I took physics freshman year.
Of high school?
Yes. And I took biology and chemistry. I took so many things I would like, don't remember anything of. And it was so stressful. History, I think, is very important.
Yeah.
But you don't really care about it that much when you're younger. But as an adult, you're like, oh, I wish I paid it. I feel like everyone says that. Everyone's like, oh, I wish I paid attention. But it's like, I feel like you should learn more life skills in high school. That's what I think. Everyone should learn how to grow their own vegetables for sure. I think that would be a great skill.
I think a lot of school programs do that. Like,
and cook.
Even in elementary
they should teach cooking.
You're like, they have like a community garden or something.
And they should teach how to cook. For sure.
Yeah, they do that in home ec.
Home ec, no, but that's not required.
I think you just really wanted to take a home ec all day.
No, it's not that I wanted to. I don't think I would have liked it. I didn't like school. I'm just saying, like, I wish they taught more things that were useful for the rest of your life. I feel like a lot of the classes applied to and I'm not saying it's not useful to someone. There's a lot of genius people who are way smarter than me that use calculus and physics and all these things. And we need those people, of course.
And how else are they going to get interested in it or excited about it if they're not learning?
I just think it's strange that everyone is required to learn it for that 1% of kids that are like, I'm going to do this for the rest of my life. I'm passionate about it. Mm-hmm. Like, then if that's the case, you should, like, you know what I mean? I think it's kind of weird.
I guess they don't make every kid take theater.
They should. That would be great. Anyway.
Yeah, I don't know that you're right on this, but.
What? I'm totally right.
Okay.
You don't think people should learn more valuable skills in high school?
I think well-rounded education is important.
But they don't teach a well-rounded education. They just teach you like history and math.
I didn't come up with like
and English.
Yeah, I didn't come up with the whole systems, but I like to think that people who had young, developing minds' best interests at heart, and I love teachers. You know what I mean? You
know what else I think they should do? I think teachers are geniuses and wonderful and angels of this earth as well.
Of course, yeah.
But you know what else I think they should do? They should have us in America learn another language like in elementary school, because they don't make you do that till high school. And at that point, it's like the best time to learn another language is when you're super, super young, because that's when you can soak it all up and like really like remember it and have it stick in your brain forever.
Okay.
I took years of Spanish, of German, and I don't remember any of it.
You don't?
No.
I think because you didn't keep practicing it. The more,
I think the only things that I know.
When did that start?
In high school, like junior, senior year. And then in college, every year of college, I had to take another language. And none of it stuck. And the only stuff I know is
stuff. You didn't do it in elementary school or high school? We started French in 3rd grade. French doesn't make sense. Everybody had to take French.
Well, I guess on the East Coast, because you're close to Montreal.
I think it was just tradition.
Well, you're not close, but that's like
sort of. Doesn't make any sense. it was just like, I think they like what they were doing at that point. It was like the
Latin.
standard.
We should all be learning Latin because Latin is like, there's so much, like if you learn Latin, like that's the base language that like can help you learn so many other languages and help you understand our language better.
You could choose. You could pick if you wanted to do Latin and then
you couldn't take Latin in my school.
And then it became, you could, I think it was like 6th grade, you could choose between French and Spanish, but in 3rd grade, we all had to take French.
Wait, that early you got to choose what language you took when you were like 7?
I'm telling you a story.
So your mom's like, you're like 7 years old and she's like, what language do you want to learn?
No, you didn't get to choose then. I said when you were like 6th grade. So I don't know.
So you're like 11, 12 and you get to pick which language. That's so cool.
If you want to do,
we didn't learn languages.
I think it was when you got to 7th grade, you could either stick with French because you've been learning French 3rd through 6th.
So you speak French?
I've been trying to tell you the story.
Sorry.
So I remember in 3rd grade, we had this really cool French teacher. And I remember one day she had her boyfriend come in and he had this long hair and he had brought his acoustic guitar. And she's like, she was French. She was a French teacher and her boyfriend was French. They're both from France. And he brought his guitar and this is how we're going to learn the French alphabet. And I was in the class with, 2 of my best friends who are still some of my best friends to this day. And we all can go A, B, C, D, U, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Because he sang the alphabet in French to us. And it was with music. And we all, not just me, we all remember it. Mm-hmm. And I know almost no other French because I then switched to Spanish, which, I still retain
you're pretty good at Spanish.
A bunch of, because I like to practice it when I can and speak to people when it's their first language. I find it really enjoyable and good for my brain. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I wish I had that kind of brain. My brain's too dumb. Obviously, I'm sure that's all anyone's thinking listening to this episode.
But you can sew up a storm.
I literally can't. This is my problem.
You're good at cooking.
I had to teach myself how to cook in my 20s. I had to teach myself everything once I became an adult. And I'm like, wait, why didn't I learn any of this stuff?
I think it was because you had this young little sponge brain and they were just, because I think you have a beautiful mind. Like you have a great brain. And I think a lot of that has to do with like the teachers that you had. You know what I mean? At that age, I don't know. Like it's all doing something. I like to think it's all doing something, right?
It's doing something. I don't know. I'm not hating on the topics I did learn. I'm just saying like, I wish I learned. I think.
Yeah. In hindsight, it's way different. So now I'm really excited for our kids to start going to school and like have to help them with homework or be like, what did you learn today? Because I feel like now, like helping our kids with like their history homework, I'm going to be like so into it because it's really interesting to me now. Kid. But math, I'm going to be like,
I'll help with math.
Math, I'm going to be like, sorry. Like,
I'll help them with math.
I feel like you're going to be the kind of mom where every like project where they like have to make.
Oh my God, I'm going to take over. I'm going to be so annoying.
A diorama or like, the poster board that folds into like 3s so it can stand up.
I'm going to love it.
Or like making a paper mache volcano. You're going to be, it's like,
love
the teacher is going to be like, you did not make this. Your mother, Colleen Ballinger, made this because
it's going
to have your fingerprints all over it.
I can't wait for that. You. And anytime there's like any sort of a bake sale, imagine me at a bake sale.
You're going to love it.
Oh, I'm going to love it.
Yeah.
Well, we got to say thanks to our next sponsor. Speaking of things we love, it's Manscaped.
Is that what comes next?
Yes. Let's talk about it's holiday time, everyone.
It is your favorite time of the year.
And you're looking for a gift for a loved one?
I was.
Everyone is right now, usually, if you like giving gifts. Well, if you need some gift ideas, Manscaped could be the thing that you could give your loved one. Hear me out.
Okay.
You totally can give someone some Manscaped goodies.
Okay.
For the holidays. It's the leading men's hygiene brand, and they just launched new products that your man will actually use, including their new shower time favorite, the Body Buffer.
What's a body? What's a body buffer?
Well, I'm going to tell you all about it in 1 second. It's time to give the man in your life the gift of smooth areas. If you like that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But if you don't, that's wonderful too. It's all beautiful. Hair or no hair. It's all wonderful choices.
This is a preference.
Of course. And if your preference is a more smooth area, then Manscaped might be your jam. So yeah, if you want to give your this wonderful gift to your man, it's a wonderful shower time experience this holiday season. You can get 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com/relax. Let me tell you about it. All right. So listen, so if you guys are looking for a little gifty gift for a loved one, for your mans, you could perhaps get them the Manscaped Performance Package 4.0. It's pretty neato. In that, you'll find the signature Lawnmower 4.0. Its electric trimmer has proprietary advanced skin-safe technology to make sure everything stays safe while you're trimming down there.
And just to be clear, it's not for your actual lawn.
No. I mean, maybe, but I feel like it'd take a very long time.
Yeah.
You know, it's also waterproof. So your guy
you can use it in like the shower.
You can use it in the shower, and it's like a gift to yourself with less mess, because that way it's not all over. You know how you trim your beard and like gets all in the sink and you never wash it out. So now you can do it in the shower.
Why did that feel like a personal attack?
It's not. I don't care. You got
they wrote that? That's in the ad copy?
No, it's just sure. They wrote that about Erik Stockland in the ad copy.
I try and get it out of there. I do I turn on the faucet and then I do a little like scoop.
You definitely don't do that. Anyway, the Manscaped Performance Package 4.0 also includes the Crop Preserver and Crop Reviver, an anti-chafing ball deodorant, moisturizer, and toner. A toner for that area sounds like painful. I don't know, but I'm sure it's not. I'm sure it's great. I've never used it. Anyway, their hygiene bundle also comes with a pair of Manscaped anti-chafing boxers. I have
these. These are actually really
keep you feeling
comfortable.
fresh all day. The perfect package for, that area. Manscaped is going beyond the groin with their new ultra premium body wash. It's infused with aloe vera and sea salt to keep your skin feeling clean, nice, and moisturized. It smells so good. I guarantee you're going to want to use it too. So I might be stealing it from you, I guess, Lovey.
They're going beyond the bush? Is that what you said?
I said going beyond the groin, but you can say bush if you like.
I think it would have been better if they said we're going beyond the bush.
Okay, well.
They said groin?
It says groin. I
don't know about groin as a word that anyone should use ever.
We just used it. Manscaped also launched their new Body Buffer. This 100% antibacterial body scrubber is just what he needs to keep him fresh and clean this holiday season. 'Tis the season to load up on Manscaped products. So get your man, your dad, your brother. Okay, I don't know that I'd get my brother these products, but maybe you guys can if you got that kind of relationship with your brother and your friends. The best gift of all, the Manscaped. Could you imagine my brothers opening up on Christmas morning like Manscaped?
I think now
I'm
you
not
have
waiting
to.
on it. Go for it. They wrote it in here for me to say. So clearly people want to get it for their brother. Anyway, get your friend the best gift of all, the Manscaped Performance Package 4.0. Get 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com/relax. Every guy has Manscaped on their wish list. Get him products he'll actually use this holiday season. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com/relax. Get your man a gift that you'll both enjoy, the gift of Manscaped.
Get it for him, but like just say it's from Santa on the thing and just don't say anything else.
That's even weirder. Lovey, we didn't even say who needs to relax today.
We did not.
Who needs to relax for you?
For me, who needs to relax is me, my own self.
Okay.
From the past.
What?
I don't know. I do this thing and I wonder, and I'm only bringing it up, like I wonder if you do it or if anybody does this. But I do this thing when I see an article that I'm like, oh, I want to read that. Can't read that right now, or, but I want to read that in the future, which, by the way, I almost never do. And there's a little button on your phone where you can like text it. You can like send it to yourself. So I'll text it to myself. And then immediately my phone will go, they do the text noise, beep, beep. And I'll be like, oh, who's texting me? Ugh. Like I never know.
You never realize it's going to be you.
And I do this with other things too, where I'll like text myself a photo or I don't know, like I'm trying to think of what other circumstance. It seems to usually be articles or things I want to remember to like look at, and I'll text it to myself. Or like I did it today with like sides for an audition. Like I was like, cause I didn't want to have to go back and find them in an email. So I was like, oh, I'll text the PDF to myself. And I'm looking at these sides, text the PDF to myself. Then my phone rings. I'm like, oh, who's texting me? And it was me. And this happens. I've never texted myself something, which I do pretty often. And then like known that the noise was me sending myself a text. I always think it must be somebody else. Like it's weird. My brain completely forgets the second I do it. And then I'm like, oh, who's texting me? And it's just myself. And I wonder why that is, and if this happens to anybody else.
I wonder if now that you've spoken about it out loud and talked about it, if you'll be more aware of it. That's like you've put it into the universe. You know what I mean? I feel like
now
next
I feel
time
like I'm in therapy.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like that's the point of therapy, is that like you talk about things so you can be like aware of like your triggers and your things in your life that you know, I don't know. I just feel like now that you've spoken about it,
okay,
and there's a discussion happening about it, next time you do it, you'll be like, oh, I am texting this to myself and I'm going to hear a ding, and it is myself. It is not someone else.
Thank you, BetterHelp. You've never done this?
I'm not BetterHelp, okay? But they are a sponsor later in this episode.
Have you done this before? Has this happened to you? Have you texted yourself something and then you're like 2 seconds later your phone dings and you're like,
I don't text myself, so no. But
you don't
like,
do this?
No. The only time I've ever texted myself was when I was trying to play a joke on you and I was trying to make it look like I was texting someone else. So I like put my phone in my contacts. Like I changed my contact of my own name.
Do you remember the circumstance?
Yeah, but I can't say.
Okay.
So I was pretending to text someone to screenshot to send to you, be like, look at the conversation I just had with this person.
Oh, I remember. I don't remember exactly who it was or what.
It was about your birthday. And I was there's someone that you did not want to hang out with on your birthday. Mm-hmm. And I was like someone that you know in your life that you're like, oh, I don't want to hang out with this person on my birthday. Now I remember. And so then I pretended that I text this person, this fake account, and text myself back and forth.
You even put a picture for them to make it more believable.
Right.
Yeah.
And so then I screenshot it and texted him. I was like, look what I got you for your birthday. I made it look like I was planning a whole like get together with this person.
That's funny, man.
So that's the only time I've ever texted myself.
Yeah, well, I wonder if it's happened to anybody else. But it's just, I think it's so strange. It happens every time.
I'm sorry.
I don't think it will work now that I put this out into the atmosphere.
I think it will. I think you're going to tell me.
I don't think it's going to work.
I think next time you text it to yourself,
for years, man.
You're going to tell me because you've never talked about it out loud to someone before, Lovey. So now that you've talked to me about it, you've talked to the internet about it, you've talked to this podcast about it. Now I feel like you're going to like, no, next time it happens, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, I'm about to text myself and there's going to be a ding and it's me.
No, I feel like I'm like Pavlov's dog. Like I hear that like little, because it's literally a whistle. Like, and I hear it, I'm just like, like, even if it was me that sent it to myself. You know what? Seconds.
That doesn't happen to me, but you know what does happen to me? And it startles me every time. And I don't know what it is. Every time it freaks me out.
Okay.
Every hour.
Every hour.
There's a sound that happens in our house. And every hour,
I
have a heart attack thinking someone is either screaming, getting hurt, or farting crazy. It is our son's clock. Well, it's actually Erik's childhood clock. It's a really cool, awesome clock of frogs. And every hour, whatever frog it points to, you get to hear that frog's croak, like that frog's ribbit.
Yeah. So if you imagine like the numbers on a traditional clock, they're all different kinds of frogs. And when it dings on the hour, you will hear that frog's croak. This was a gift that came with a National Geographic subscription when I was a child. And they sent it to our house and it hung on the wall in our kitchen. And I think it only lasted a few days before they turned this. You can turn the sound off on the back.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't turn off at our house. Flynn is obsessed with it. Every hour he freaks out and he's like, you guys, it's about to happen. We're going to hear the whatever frog it is that hour. But every time, so you have your like dings. You're like, who is it? Oh my God. What is that? Oh, it's me. I am that with the clock. Every hour when it goes off, I'm like, oh my God, is a kid crying? Did someone get hurt? Yeah. Who just farted really loud in the other room? Because they're all different croaks. So they all sound very different. And a few of them sound very much like loud, outrageous farts.
It's at least 20 something years old. Mm-hmm. And it's like, it wasn't an expensive thing. Like they gave it free out to like however many people subscribe to National Geographic. And so the speaker's like really old and crackly.
You know what though? We need to talk about something.
What's going on up there?
Okay. I know, that's what's going on in my brain. We need to talk about something. Okay. The fact that clock is well over 20 years old. Yeah. Well, I have 30 years, probably.
Oh, yeah.
Well over 30 years old.
Well, I'm only 26, so.
Yeah. Well, it's a very, like decades old, this clock. And it still works, right? Yeah. Now, this is so true with stuff that was made a very long time ago. Whereas like if I bought a clock today, like I went to Best Buy today and got like their best clock, spent so much money on like the best clock, it would break within the next 5 years for sure.
Oh, because it'd be like software update, not working, not connecting to your network, Bluetooth won't sync. Yeah.
It drives me crazy. Like I had a car.
Don't make them like they used to, love.
Yes, it's true though.
It's very true.
It's literally true. Like I know we sound like such old people.
Smart TVs.
Get out of here. Smart cars.
Smart TVs, smart cars.
We have a smart TV in our room. And I tried to turn it on this morning and it literally wouldn't turn on. I was like, this is not smartest TV in the world.
You haven't updated your,
It's so annoying. Like, whereas like stuff like my first car.
Can't we just be dumb, all of us?
I wish
all of our things be dumb things that are just
My first car that I ever had, I swear to you, probably still running. Someone probably is still using it. And it was like the simplest, and it was also so simple.
Your first what? Sorry.
My first car. Because it like, you
the
know
Volvo?
It's from 1986, a Volvo 1986.
Surely it is.
Surely it's still running. Surely it's incredible. I loved it because I love the simplicity of old stuff too. Because like we get in our van now and every time I'm like, I don't know how this works. I don't know how to turn on air conditioning. I don't know how to turn on the heater. I don't know how to make the sound work. There's too many buttons. There's a screen. There's like cables. None of it makes any sense. I hate it.
Being old?
Pairing it. Bluetoothing cords. I don't get it. None of it makes any sense. It makes me so mad. I want to just push a button and then I hear sound. Because that's how they worked back in my day. There's a knob. You turn it, and if you turn it a lot, you get loud. If you turn it the other way, it's not loud. And in our car, it's like you have to push this button to go to this screen, to push this button to this screen, to then push this button to go here.
Why can't I not hear Bluey? Why can't I not hear Bluey? Do you only want to hear Bluey in the back, and then you can hear? Why did you not renew your Sirius XM subscription? Like, what do you mean? Was it just radio? Like, it's a lot.
It's too much. And
it's a lot.
Back in our day. It wasn't like that. It was like everything was simple.
Even the cars, like, will do this thing that startles the bejesus out of us every time. It'll go on the screen on the car. It'll say brake in all caps with exclamation points. And the car, and it'll just go beep, beep, beep for no reason.
And we're like, we're braking. We're literally
kind of close to
stopping.
something, but you're braking. You see it. The car's like, brake, as if you're like,
but you know what? That's not
watching.
like, I feel like that's not safe because it just makes us freak out. So like
if
we're
out
actually in danger
time.
and needed to brake, like I don't think it would make you brake. I think it'd just make you cry. Anyway, that made me think of that because like that clock, like it's so old and still works, but like I don't have any clock that I've bought in the last, even like phones. Like I bet you if I found like our old phones from like way back in like the 80s, 90s, early 90s, they would still work. Whereas like my iPhones, I have to get a new one every 2 years.
Yeah.
Because they break. It's insane. They don't make them like they used to, Levy.
They don't.
They don't make them like they used to.
Like just bursting into, like, screw Tesla, by the way, but like just bursting into flames all the time. And they're fake self-driving.
If you're missing a part and you just have like, you can't, what if you just can't get in your car?
I'm so glad we never got a Tesla for many reasons. But like, that's
I did want one for a long time.
Yeah, but definitely I would never let you get one now. But like
You never let me?
Well, I would never advise you to. Of course, I mean, you have free will.
I know.
To an extent.
You would say like,
Yeah, but I have a lot of things against these days. But yeah, they're just bursting into flames all over the place, and their self-driving stuff it's not working. It's called
very scary.
That's when you think about like the epitome of like a self technology.
Well, you know what's great though. You know, it's just like the good old days. You know, it's just like the good old days. Levy?
Therapy?
No.
Oh, we're not on that one.
No. Writing a letter to someone, sending a package, the mail.
We talking stamps.com?
Stamps.com, man.
Ah, yes.
Bring it back to the good old days. We just mail some.
A little bit better because it's more advanced because you don't have to actually go to the post office.
Yeah, it is advanced and it's better.
I don't know.
I'm just saying that like mailing something to someone is old school. I had pen pals growing up. Did you?
Yeah, of course.
I loved having pen pals. Anyway.
Still do.
Let's talk about stamps.com.
I said I still do and you're not even going to question it.
Because I know it's not true. Oh. But also I'd be like, who is it? I want to know. I want to talk to them too. Anyway, do you have a pen pal?
No. Does anyone want to be my pen pal?
Oh, I'm sure so many people want to be your pen pal.
Leave a comment with your address.
Oh my God, don't do that. Don't leave your address on a public place.
I'll write you a letter. Okay. Or just let me know somehow.
All right. So
we'll figure it out.
Stamps.com. Let's talk about stamps.com.
Yes.
So it's the holiday season. Things are crazy. Anything you can do to help the chaos lessen during this time, like you should take that, you know? And stamps.com can be one of those things.
You need that.
Stamps.com can help you lessen the chaos in your life during this holiday season.
It'll be so good during the holiday season.
Right about now, seasonal excitement or dread for some is really starting to settle in, especially for small businesses. Slaying through traffic to the post office, inbox more like a blizzard than a winter wonderland, rushing to send cards and gifts to your loyal clients. It's not too late to get your holiday mailing and shipping under control with Stamps.com. Sign up now and you'll be printing your own postage in minutes. Stamps.com is your one-stop shop for all your shipping and mailing needs. For more than 20 years, Stamps.com has been indispensable for over 1 million businesses. Get access to USPS and UPS services you need to run your business right from your computer. No lines, no traffic, no hassle. Even save money with major discounts on USPS and UPS shipping rates up to 86% off, which is the year I was born. So I like that they do 86% off because like just reminds
Is
me
that
of me.
special just for you? Is that why they
No, it just always says it's like up to 86% off. And I'm always just like,
why 86?
I don't know. It's very specific.
That's a lot of percent off. 86% off?
Oh, it's crazy.
It only leaves like 14% left.
I know. It's a stress-free solution for every small business.
Good thing I took physics in high school. That's how I knew that.
How you knew the math?
Yeah.
Physics? That's science.
Come on. It was a callback joke.
I know, but like physics is not, you wouldn't have learned like subtraction.
I obviously didn't take physics. Okay. Yeah.
Anyway, it's a stress-free solution for every small business. Use stamps.com to print postage wherever you do business. All you need is a computer and a printer. And if you're running an online store, stamps.com works seamlessly with all the major shopping carts and marketplaces. This holiday season, trade late nights for silent nights and get started with stamps.com today. Sign up with promo code RELAX for a special offer that includes a 4-week trial plus free postage and a free digital scale. No long-term commitments or contracts. Alrighty, Lovey, did you have more relaxes for the day?
I
usually
sure
have multiple
did.
about me.
Well, you didn't have any.
Nothing needs to relax today, Lovey, for me.
You seem so chill,
I'm the
relaxed
chillest
today.
that anyone could ever be.
You got nothing.
I'm the chillest person ever.
Can we talk about, so I have an internet guy coming from an internet company to install internet in this house tomorrow. And they're like, yeah, so we'll be there between noon and 6.
Oh, get out of here with that.
What? Now I want to be empathetic to their situation because like it's obviously not like an easy gig. You're going to different people's houses installing internet. I couldn't do it. I could never do that. I can't get a printer to work in this house right out of the box, brand new. Like you're going to people's houses and giving them internet, and we need that. We need that stuff. Give me that internet. You know what I mean? But like, what's going on with your day that like you'll maybe be here between noon and 6?
Yeah.
And it's not just them, because we also had like a leaky sink in this house, and we're trying to be very water wise or whatever. And like just this little drip, I was still like, we got to get this fixed. So I called a plumber, and the plumbing company was like, we can be there between like 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. on this day. And I just said, sure. You know what I mean?
But it's like, what do people do who don't work from home? Like we work from home.
Yeah, I don't, who knows? Because this was also, these are weekdays that this is happening.
Like, how do people do this who don't
know what
work
people
from home?
They just arrange, actually from the internet company, I know they were like, just make sure someone over 18 is there. We need someone over 18.
Wow.
I don't know why they need someone at the age of consent to be here for the internet.
Because they can't be alone with the minor in someone else's home. That's
it
weird.
Makes sense. I'm not saying it doesn't make sense, but it just seems like odd terms for them to say. Like,
I think legally they have to, because like, what if someone was crazy and was like, oh, my 4-year-old.
Like, something obviously happened with this company. They have to.
Yeah, like, no, that of course, I think they definitely should not be alone with a minor.
But
That's
so
weird.
the plumbing company said this, and the appointment was actually for next week. And then they called me 2 days ago, and they were actually, hey, Erik is his name.
I know, with a K.
Well, I'm getting to that. Is available today, and he can be there. I kid you not, between 10 and 4. Or no, like they said something like soon. Like it was actually a small window. They're like, he can be or not. And I wasn't home. I was out with Flynn. And so I was like, oh, well, I'm not home. And the person on the phone was so rude to me. I haven't told you about this. They were like, oh, well, I'm saying he can be there in the next hour. That's what he said. He can be there in the next hour. Erik can be there in the next hour. And I was like, oh, well, I'm not home right now. He's like, oh, well, just to let you know, with these windows, if you're not flexible, I can't guarantee that he can be there today. And I go, sir, my appointment's for next week. You're calling me. I don't know what to tell you. I'm not home. So like, and he's like, all right, we'll try calling you back later. Like, and he was really rude about it. And then they called back 3 hours later and we're like, hey, Erik is available and in your neighborhood, he can be there in the next 15 minutes. 15 minutes. Minutes. And I'm like, who is this flexible? And I was like, and I was home at that point. So I was like, oh, great. Yeah, sure. And I don't know who is this flexible or whatever.
I'd say of all the people on the planet, you and I are the most flexible because we both work from home.
Right. Yeah.
Like you and I are the only people
right now,
who can do this.
For the most part. Yeah.
Yeah, for now. But like, honestly, like that's what I always think about when stuff like that happens. I'm like, how do people do this? You go to 9 to 5.
Yeah.
Like, how do you get your internet installed? How do you get your plumbing fixed?
I think they don't.
No, that you must. Like back when I worked
you must,
like
if
at
you're
a
listening to
restaurant
this, have
and like
internet. Yeah.
when I worked in like restaurants or at Disneyland or like whenever I worked places, I guess I just would have a friend be at my house is what I would do to get like internet
or you'd
installed,
have to have
like
someone cover your shift so you could be there waiting for this 6-hour window. I would do that.
I would have never done that. I would have just like made sure someone could be at the house or the apartment.
Someone over 18, I guess. And then Erik gets here and I was trying to be, I remember I was trying to be so nice to him. You know what I mean? Like, and like, so he shows up and I'm like, Erik, Erik with a C or a K?
It said on his name tag, K.
Well, he was across the driveway at this point and he goes with a K and I go, me too, you know, like, and he goes, yep. So grumpy. And I go, how's your day going? He goes, is what it is.
Oh,
I was
guy.
like, whoa. And I'm still trying to be nice. So I'm like, that's what my wife always says.
I
Is
do.
what it is.
It is what
and he
it
goes,
is.
yep. And he's fixing our sink and he's just like talking to me and I'm just trying to be nice, you know, and chat it up with him. And this guy is like, I'm 6 weeks away from retirement. Like, I don't.
Oh, he's so close.
He's like, I don't care. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, do you have a card? You know what I mean? Because anytime anything comes up, like, I'll call, you know, trying to make friends with him, trying to like get in good with, like, you know, you always need a plumber. You know what I mean? Like, and he was just like, not me, man. I'm done in 6 weeks. I don't care. Like, he literally did not care. And then he met Flynn and then he was so nice. Like, Flynn cheered him up a bunch. But just the window thing, I guess, is where this started. Yeah,
that window.
Tomorrow, between noon and 5.
Wow, that's a long window.
It is, love. Because you get so excited.
Yeah.
Are they coming? Are they going
I
to be
don't
here?
know that I get excited. It's stressful.
Your package will be delivered.
Oh, I don't look at that. I don't care about that.
Oh, I'm tracking it.
What?
I'm tracking packages like I'm your mother with your location on my iPhone.
I've never tracked a package. I'm always like, I forget that I order things right after I order it though. So that's why I don't track it. Cause I like, don't even know what's coming.
You don't track?
No.
Oh, I'm a tracker.
I think most people probably are. I feel like that's a thing, but I
gotta
forget that I order it.
It's out for
Like I
out for
literally
delivery?
don't, have I ever known what I'm about to
It's
open?
on a truck. It's on a truck for delivery. I get so excited.
But have I ever known?
You? No.
No. Yeah, because I don't track. Because I forget I ordered it.
There are at least 4 packages that are heavy, that are outside by our garage that I guarantee you could not tell me what's in them.
I do know what's in them.
You do?
One of them is shelves, like metal shelves. I will say the majority of the time, I obviously never know what I ordered and what's coming. It's like Christmas every day because I get excited when I open packages because I never know what's inside of them. It's very exciting. And we've been ordering a lot of stuff because we need a lot of stuff for this new house that we've moved into. And Erik's sprucing up this little podcasty media room, man cave area.
I don't like the term.
He hates it when I say man cave.
I don't like the term man cave because that's not what this room is. It's where we do this.
It has a big leather old brown chair and rod
it's an incredible
iron plumbing pipes.
Yeah,
shelves.
these.
It's and a man, a naked woman, and with a helmet on. This is the most man cavey.
That's my longest
you could get.
Relationship is
I
with
thought
her.
This was going to be I thought it was going to be a recreation of our podcast room at home.
Yeah, I'm trying. It's like there's so much to do,
all of
and
our
it's
cool posters.
Yeah, I want to do that too. It just hasn't. I don't want to immediately hang things on the walls. I wanted
True.
like you kept talking about storage, and so I thought I was helping, but I think I made a mistake.
Yeah, no, I don't think
you don't like them. I don't like them.
I never said that. I never said that. You don't like these now? You love them. There's for those of you who are listening.
I texted you that I don't like them. I said they were a lot of work, and I hate
shelves. These pipe shelves. They look like plumbing pipes, but they're things for shelves.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like an industrial, like cool industrial, like hipster, cool pants version of a shelf.
Right.
It's like cool people who know fashion would like these.
It's called like industrial shelves, but it just comes with the pipes. And then the planks are like from our old dining room table. And it was a lot of work, but it doesn't really...
They're super cool.
I don't know that it
but he's
fits.
We have very different...
It's not a man cave though, because I hang in here with the babies. It's a baby cave.
Every room is a baby cave.
Every room in this house is a baby cave.
Is a baby cave.
There's no man caves, love.
There's no such thing as like a private space for anyone. Every room is a baby cave.
I don't come in here and like drink beer and listen to Led Zeppelin and like
is that what a man cave
bench
is?
press and like I don't know. Like it's like literally it's I come in here and I change diapers and I hang out with 3 children under the age of 4 by myself. Like that's what happens in here.
Vibes.
The trash can is filled with diapers.
In every room.
The little metal desk trash can is just filled. It's overflowing with diapers.
Yeah.
That's not a man cave, man.
No, I think it's great. It's very you. Like we have very different styles when it comes to interior decorations.
It's certainly, yeah.
So I'm typically more modern, light, just kind of more girly, honestly, whatever that means.
Sparkly.
Well, not sparkly. So, yeah, I love sparkles. If you want to put sparkles in my house, I'm going to be stoked on that.
I was choked when you were like, well, not sparkly. I literally
I'm more like simple. Like I'm like simple, like not a lot of knickknacks, just like simple, cozy, homey, clean, like white, gray, light blue. Like that's my vibes.
Knickknacks is homey to me.
Knick-knacky, dark.
That's what I grew up with, and that's like homey to me.
Wood and
that's cozy to me.
And yeah, that's great. I'm glad that's cozy too. I'm not saying that's bad. I'm just saying that we have very different styles. And so it's always been very interesting whenever we have to pick anything together to put in the home. But I feel like you and I both have gotten really good at compromising.
Yeah, I mean, we've had to learn. It's been a process.
Because there were like a few years ago, I feel like picking out a rug was like, was big drama. Like it was like, and picking out a pillow for a room was hard. But now I feel like we're very good at compromising.
I mean, I think
we just like know we have different styles.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I say some things that are on the shelf?
Iron plumbing. You said toilet plumbing on the wall right now.
You said knick-knacky. Can I say some things?
Yeah.
You say knickknacks and knickknacks not your thing.
It's not that they're not my thing. It's just like I don't like clutter.
I grew up with knickknacks.
So did I.
And that's what makes me feel cozy. And I'd love to explain to you some of these knickknacks. I think we should probably say next. Thank you to our next sponsor. But then I'm
happy to.
Then I'm going all in on knickknacks.
All right, our next sponsor is BetterHelp. Everybody, we love BetterHelp here on this podcast, and we know you do too. How could you not love some therapy?
I love therapy. This podcast is kind of like therapy to me. I'm realizing.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Because when you said
lovely.
when you said that about it, now that you've said that out loud, maybe you will realize that you're texting yourself.
Yes, exactly.
And you have less friends than you thought you did. It's just you texting yourself an article. But maybe I could talk to someone on BetterHelp about it.
Maybe you could, or you could just talk to me, or talk to someone on BetterHelp. So yes, this show is sponsored by BetterHelp. So obviously, we all wish that life came with a user manual. We wish that we were taught things in school that we weren't taught. But that's not how life works.
I need some instructions.
You need some instructions, as Flynn would say, some instructions. And BetterHelp is kind of like having a user manual to life when you need it. Because unfortunately, life doesn't come with one. So that's why it's wonderful to have something like BetterHelp helping you through the moments that get sticky, confusing, where you feel unsure, like a career change, new relationship, becoming a parent, a big move. Therapists are trained to help you figure out the cause of challenges and big emotions and learn productive coping skills, which makes therapy the closest thing to a guided tour of the complex engine called you. BetterHelp has connected over 3 million people with licensed therapists. It's convenient and accessible anywhere, 100% online. We obviously love therapy. We always talk about this. We think it's very beneficial, very helpful to us in our life. It has been. And to everyone I know who's had therapy, like has said wonderful things. Yeah. It can really help you through life's big challenges and even life's small challenges. So if you're looking for a therapist, you could try out BetterHelp.
Get those tools.
As the world's largest therapy service, BetterHelp has matched 3 million people with professionally licensed and vetted therapists available 100% online. Plus, it's affordable. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to match with the therapist. If things aren't clicking, you can easily switch to a new therapist anytime. Couldn't be simpler. No waiting rooms, no traffic, no endless searching for the right therapist. Learn more and save 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/relaxwithme. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/relaxwithme. All right, Lovey, tell me about your knickknacks. I know what these all are. You mean you're telling the viewers, the listeners?
We're doing a podcast right now, right?
Yeah. You just, it seemed like when you said it out, you were like, well, I can tell you what these are. It seemed like you were trying to tell me like why you have these knickknacks. I'm not against knickknacks. I'm just saying like the vibes, like I love a knickknack. I think a knickknack is great. But when you have too many on a shelf, it's just very cluttered. And like, then you can't even appreciate them. Do you know what I mean? And it's like,
yeah.
I was just trying to explain earlier that like we have different vibes. We're learning to like compromise with each other on our different vibes. Yours is, I'd say, very dark, dude, bro, manly, wood.
Bro, manly?
Like vintage hipster. And I'm like light, bright, simple, clean. So there's like, we couldn't be more opposite with the things we like when it comes to.
I don't think it's bro manly. I think it's
more eclectic. Plumbing pipes.
Yeah. Those
like toilet pipes.
I started this by saying those are a miss. I've seen them before in like friends' places, and I thought like maybe they could work and they were like an easy storage fix, but they turned out to be a lot of work and don't really. Well, in any case, I just realized we didn't talk about your relax.
Oh, we don't need to do that. I want to hear about your knickknacks.
You hate knickknacks, though, it seems.
No, I don't hate. I love everything up there is a fabulous knickknack.
Well,
I don't hate any of those things.
Yeah. Well, see, that's the sailboat you got me to tell me that you got me a sailing trip for my birthday. And I see that, and I instantly am thinking about all those dolphins.
Yeah, that
rushing up to
the
front of the boat when you took me sailing for my birthday, and that's the license plate that I secretly got, the personalized one that says M Sings that I surprised you by putting on your car, and you hated. I
did hate it so much.
Because it said M Sings on the back of your car and there was nothing you could do about it because you needed a license plate and it made you so mad.
Yeah.
But still, that's like, I still like that.
That you made me so mad?
I don't know. There's something about that memory that I thought, we laughed about it. You thought it was funny a little bit, you know? And then there's our spit card playing trophy.
Yes.
That makes me happy. There's a photo of my dad playing drums when he was in a rock band in college. There's the puppets that one of our amazing listeners made us, which I like better than the ones that I paid for professionally. So I put those up. Like I love those puppets. There's a bell that Flynn found at a thrift store that when he found this bell, he wanted me to get it for him. He said, Daddy, whenever I ring this bell, you can find me. Like it's like there's a little Dodger helmet from the first baseball game. I took him to. There's a photo of my grandfather. I don't know who took, but it's my grandfather camping in like the 70s, and he has a cigarette in his mouth and a can of lighter fluid, and he's shooting it onto an open fire in black and white. And I think my dad took that photo actually. But see, I see all these things and I'm not overwhelmed by like, it's too cluttery. I'm like, it's so many great little, memories, and I could go on.
Yeah, I love that for you.
And the mannequin I found in a dumpster behind the Century City Mall in Los Angeles, and brought it home to my first apartment in LA, where I live with 3 other actors. And when they saw it, it was triumphant. I was like celebrated when I brought that home. They thought it was the coolest thing anyone had ever seen.
Right.
And I don't know. I'm holding on to that moment, I guess.
Yeah,
maybe.
that's awesome. I'm not against that. I think it's great you have all these things.
Yeah. I like knickknacks. I do.
I think that's great.
I'm a knickknack fan.
I love that you love knickknacks. Knickknack, paddywhack, give a dog a bone.
Give a dog a bone and a knickknack. I can't keep going. I wanted to keep building on that. Who do you think needs to relax before we go? Please tell me.
So many things. I could talk about so many different things, but there's something I was thinking earlier today.
Okay.
I do love all your knickknacks, Libby, because I think of all those wonderful things too. But sometimes there are things in with your knickknacks that I don't think are necessary.
It's
because I love everything you mentioned. But
I know
then there's
you love all these things.
But then there's other things that are like, you don't need that up there.
Well, it's not done. I threw stuff up. Like we
I'm not mad about it.
Moved in.
Whatever you want up there.
It's like temporary,
Put
like
anything
taking
up
stuff
anywhere.
out of boxes. But I'm just saying, I would like that more than I would like something just from like Home Goods or whatever, because like a globe. That's like white and sparkly globe, like
I wouldn't buy that.
Or like a candle thing, or like just like a bowl, like a random. There's like some bowls that you have. It's like a bowl of like other wicker balls, and baubles in a bowl. And I'm like, what does this bowl mean to her? I think because you thought you think it looks nice.
I want things to like look simple and clean,
and calming to you.
Calming, and simple. And then my that reminds me of this. I have memories of things. I
know you do. You keep
I keep all that stuff, but I also
everything.
I want just pictures of people I love everywhere. I love
family,
photos of people I love. So that's my version of knickknacks.
Well, there's that too.
Photos.
There's
with frames that match, like all white.
The frames have to match.
Simple.
Yeah, see, I'm okay with them.
Oh, you love it when they don't. You love it when they're all like weird and different and bizarre.
It depends on the.
And I'm like, I want them all white in the same exact frame.
Yeah.
Anyway, so who needs to relax? So I was watching TikToks and I realized something.
Okay.
It doesn't matter how good the TikTok is. It doesn't matter how invested I am in the TikTok. It doesn't matter if it's the best TikTok I've ever seen, with the best cliffhanger that's ever happened. If they say, go watch part 2, I will not watch it.
Like for part 2?
There's no world.
Yeah, you've lost me
in
too.
which I will go watch part 2. It makes me so mad.
What am I going to go to your actual profile and see if you've uploaded part 2
even
yet?
If they say,
No,
even if they say, sorry, I ran out of time. Part 2's up right now. Like, even if they like knew it was going to be annoying and they're like, sorry guys, there's going to be a part 2. Go watch that part 2 to get the rest of the story. Whether it be like a tutorial on something or a crazy story that happened to someone, doesn't matter what it is. A part 2 makes me rage. I get so mad. I'm like,
makes you rage?
Rage.
Oh, I think you said rage.
I won't watch it. I will out of like, it doesn't matter how much I want to know what the part 2 is going to say. I could want to know so bad. I could be so invested and be like, I just really want to know what this part 2 is going to say. I've never gone to watch part 2.
No, I, as someone who opens TikTok like once a month, I would never do that.
I know you open it more than that because I send you TikToks almost daily.
That's the only time that it's ever open on my phone.
But that's
daily.
more than once a month.
I would say every other day.
Yeah, every other day.
I guess that is technically me opening it, but I don't continue. The journey.
One of my favorite TikToks that I sent you recently wasn't a TikTok. This actually annoys me. It was like a screenshot of like a tweet or like of a meme or something like, and someone just posts those on TikTok with music. I hate when people do that.
I don't know that I hate it.
The worst is when, yes, love you knew. Okay, so the worst is when someone has like a tweet or something
and just point at it.
Like
it has a million likes or a million.
It's like, and it's not even their tweet. It's not even their original content that they're like pointing to. They're just pointing to something they saw.
Maybe they're
thought was funny.
bringing attention to it, so they have the right for that endorsement because they're bringing attention to something that's clever.
I don't know. It drives me crazy.
Correct.
But I did send him one of those kind of things the other day because I thought it was so funny. It was like some tweet or some just post somewhere. I don't know what it was, but it said like, why would I open my emails? What if there are emails in there?
Yeah.
And it made me laugh so hard because that is so me. I have 190 something emails that I need to read tonight because tomorrow's Monday and I have neglected my emails for a very long time because of the move. Like for at least like 4 or 5 days. Like I haven't looked at my emails at all. And I'm just dreading opening. I know I'm going to be up for hours going through my emails.
Every app on my phone is like, can I send you notifications? Like
I say no to every single one.
They all want to do it. And like some of them will be like, okay, you know what I mean? Like maybe I need to be notified.
Notifications?
Never. But like it's weird because like text obviously, right? Because I don't know. But email, I've turned off all notifications. So if I want to know that I have emails, I have to physically open the email thing because there will be no noise. There will be no anything. Like I have to physically be like, all right, it's time to check. But why would I ever do it? Because what if there are emails?
Exactly.
So when you sent me that one, I laughed very hard. Yeah.
That one was very
good one. Maybe I should post it with like my face in the screen going.
pointing to it. But there are a couple that I say push notifications are always annoying, but there's a couple scenarios in which I want them, like Postmates and things like that. Like I want to know when my food's eating there. So like I like push notifications.
Tracking?
I track my food.
Tracker?
Oh, big time.
Oh, you're a food tracker, just not a package tracker.
I'm an obnoxious food tracker because I'm like...
You are.
I'm like, why'd they go that way?
Yeah,
why did they go that? That's a longer route.
Do they have another delivery? You hate...
Yeah, I like track food for craziness.
So you are a tracker, just not of packages.
Because I hate cold food. Like I can't eat... If my food is supposed to be warm and it's cold, I can't eat it. Mm-hmm. And so it's like, if I see that they're like... going a long route. I'm like, oh, come on. No, it's going to be cold. I get that.
So you do that about food, but you don't do that about things you order online?
No, because I forgot that I ordered them. Uh-huh. But anyway, so that one is a big one. Another thing I like push notifications on is people like my subscriptions for YouTube of the video of people, because YouTube's like really hard to get. Like they've changed so much over the years that like now it's really hard to see someone you've subscribed to. And a lot of times you don't get notified.
You miss podcasts?
Yeah. So I was going to say like my brother's channel. Oh, a baby's awake. My brother's channel, I always get push notifications. So every time they upload, I see it. And you guys can do that for this channel. You can do it for my vlog channels. There's like a little bell or something and you can like click it and it'll ding your phone and be like, oh, Relax Podcast just uploaded a new video. So you can do that for this if you want. But I actually find that very helpful for the YouTube channels that I really like. So just saying. Those are the push notifications I like. My food and my YouTube videos are the things I want push notifications for. Nothing else.
No,
you know what push notification I hate, and you're not going to relate to this at all because you don't even have this
I think he's
app.
back asleep.
Wesley woke up for a second is what Eric's talking about. He woke up for a really quick second and then
many
fell asleep.
Monitors.
So one thing that I cannot stand the push notification for, but you have to have it, is Be Real. So Be Real makes you have like push notifications because what Be Real is, I know you don't have it, but it's like it's this app where you just take a picture in that moment, wherever you are, whatever you're doing. And it takes like a front photo and a reverse photo. So it takes a picture. Like if I were to do one right now, it'd be a picture of you and a picture of me at the same time, you know, like a selfie of me and a picture of you.
I've seen you do them. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I like the app fine. Like I like looking at other people's B-reels. I like posting B-reels because it's like,
do you still do it?
I haven't done it in weeks. But there's two things I don't like about the app. One, I don't like that, like, you can only follow people if like you have to both be following each other. Do you know what I mean? So like you have to be friends in order to follow each other. So like in order for anyone to follow me, I have to follow them. So there's like everyone listening to this podcast, for example, they can't follow me and I don't like that. Like I want them to be able to see my B-reels. I'd have to follow every single person.
You don't like looking at your friends?
I do like looking at my friends, but I have thousands of requests. So I can't accept them all or else I'd have thousands of people that I'd see all their B-reels and I wouldn't see like my family members anymore. And so anyway, and also if I didn't accept every single one, people would be like, why did you accept my friend, but not me? And there's no way I could ever accept all the thousands of requests I have.
Their business model is...
So I don't like that.
Strange.
But they have send push notifications and every time it's like time to be real, I get mad. I'm like, I can't do it right now. Like I get like frustrated because I'm like, I'm in the middle of something. Yeah, I think that is the point, but it's like, yes, it is. But it's like, I never want to do something. No, it's like, it's dark and I'm putting a baby to sleep. Like I literally can't because it's pitch black in the room.
That's interesting to some, I don't know.
Pitch blackness?
Yeah. It's real.
Not interesting to anyone.
It's just being real.
I don't know. I don't like, every time I get those push notifications, I'm like, I don't have time to be real right now.
So they send you the pushes.
Yeah, every time it's like, it's time to be real. You have 2 minutes to push it. And I'm like, it's stressful.
Is it random or is it
it's random every day. You never know what time it's going to be. And so the point is that everyone posts at the same time. So you see what everyone's doing at the same time as you. You know what I mean? But so it's stressful because it's like you're in the middle of something, which I always am. And then you get this notification. It's like, you have 2 minutes to put, and it's like, leave me alone. Like, it's like, it feels like a lot of pressure. Like, it's like someone's being like, you have to do this in the next 2 minutes.
Is it the selfie cam on you and then the regular camera on what you're doing? Because you're saying it works with, so it's the selfie cam on you.
Yeah.
Oh, I never want to see that for myself.
Yeah, no.
I could never have this app. I was going to say jokingly, like, well, I guess for next week, you'll hear about how I got Be Real.
Oh, weren't we supposed to make a Tinder profile for you this week? Darn it, we forgot.
I think we even titled the episode.
Oh my God, we were supposed to do that. Okay, we have to do it next week.
I think we're actually going to do that. I think we joked about it.
No,
and then you were like,
definitely doing
that should be the title.
We're definitely doing it.
Why do you, are we in what's happening?
No, we're not like that. Just because like, I think it'd be fun.
Are we adding a third?
No, but we've never, both of us have never been on the dating apps. And so it'd be fun for us to like see what they're all about. And then just delete it.
Set up on Tinder?
Yeah, let's try it. Next week. We'll do it together.
Maybe we'll be a match.
Okay. We'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.
You can relax. Colleen and Erik have a podcast. The world is scary and we're locked in our home. But now we have big microphones. So you can relax. That's the name of our podcast.